We all know that managing any team can be tough. Just look at sports teams, for example, and a sales team can certainly be one of the toughest teams to motivate. Hi, my name is Rob Spence. I'm the Managing Director of Paragon Sales Solutions and a leading sales trainer and sales author. I want to share with you my top tips on how to motivate a sales team. It goes without saying that once a team is operating as one and is fully motivated with high morale, that is where the magic starts to happen. You yield better results, productivity, and have a greater output. And I always say that the reason Leicester City won the Premier League that season was more down to their cohesion as a team than their individual skills and their individual talents. Motivating and managing a sales team is no different to that. If your sales team are unmotivated and demoralised, then they are only going to struggle to obtain solid results. However, if you were to have a motivated sales team, then the world is your oyster. Sales will be coming through thick and fast, customer satisfaction should be at an all-time high, and your operational team will be moaning at you that they cannot keep up with orders. So, how do you motivate a sales team? Well, there are plenty of ways to do so. And in my first-hand experience, a lot of team motivation should never come as a one-size-fits-all solution. However, following these ideas, when implemented, will certainly help you to have a sales team that are motivated and driven and willing to perform. So number one, communication. As with anything in life, communication is key. The more you talk to your team and let them know what is expected of them, the more you'll find your team are motivated and driven towards the same goals. This should always be more than just a sales target or a dials per hour kind of target. Think more about what is the overall intention of the sales campaign or the overall intention of the business. In my experience, the more your salespeople feel part of the business, the more they'll go out of their way to help you to achieve your goals. All of this communication will help to ensure that there is a level of trust within the whole business relationship too. And let's face it, without trust, you could never operate as well as a team. Always be sure to get to know your team as well. Everyone operates differently. As a sales manager or as a business owner, you must learn about your team and you must understand what it is that drives and motivates them. Some members of your team will be driven by money. Some will be driven by their family. Some team members may thrive off being the underdog, whereas others will work harder when they've got an arm around their shoulder. Understand that each team member will have their own priorities, strengths, and their own weaknesses. And the more you know this, the better. Always set goals and targets. As stated when talking about communication, it is very clear and obvious to ensure that you have set targets and goals for your team. Fundamentally, if a person does not know their destination, they are not as likely to work hard to achieve it. Always be clear about what is expected of individuals and encourage a sense of ownership for them to help the team to achieve that goal. Even setting challenges within a team can bring out the best competitive edge on people. Always address issues quickly. Any issues within a team must always be nipped in the bud quickly. Sure, I'm not suggesting you should go out and sack anyone that is not performing, of course not, or anyone that's damaging morale for that sake. But if you notice that someone is not operating well within the team, be sure to address the problem quickly. One of the best ways for this is to have a conversation with the individual, understand and discover what it is that's going wrong. You should never assume what is going on in someone's minds or in someone's life. The more you ask and discover, the more you can put things into place to solve those problems. Always give personalised rewards as well. Now, for years, salespeople have thrived off of commission and other monetary rewards. Many salespeople go on to have very wealthy lives and lifestyles due to the commission that they have earned. This is because commission and other rewards gives people something to chase and a target to work towards. It is very important, however, to ensure that any reward or incentive that you give to your team is as personalised or as meaningful as possible. There is no point, for example, offering a money incentive to a team member who would much prefer just to have a day off in lieu or maybe just a break away with their family. But that being said, don't be afraid to even offer just the smallest of gifts. I remember when I was managing a large sales team, I would sometimes just bring in even just a cheap bottle of wine, probably cost me £5–10 or something. And I'd just put it on the side and offer it to the person who can sell the most that day. And you can bet your bottom dollar that on the days that I did that, people would sell like their life depended on it. Always lead by example. It goes without saying that people tend to work better for people and will take instruction better when working for someone whom can do the same job and they respect. No one likes a pencil pusher. And no one likes to work for someone that is lazy and barks orders. Always be ready to stand up and lead by example. From time to time, why don't you make an appearance on the sales floor and actually make some sales? Get the phone and dial out and make some cold calls. Get involved. Put your name on the list of salespeople taking part in a daily, weekly or monthly sales challenge for argument's sake. Show that you are willing to put in the effort and to lead by example, and you'll soon find that people will tend to do the same for you. So there we have it. Simple tips on how you can motivate your sales team. So what do you think? Are there any tips that I missed? Or have you tried some of these tips and they've worked really well? I'd love to know.